Andrew, you've been advocating a lot for in-store media for a while, and I would like to understand why you are so not passionate, but you believe on in-store so much, and how do you see the evolution of in-store since the retail media got the attention of retailers and brands?
Yeah, well, it goes back to my original report on retail media networks in 2019. I was thinking about the space and understanding what made it powerful. And so the in my mind at that time, I said, well, we've got on-site, right? We also have this great targeting data that can be used for off-site advertising. And I said, there's also physical stores, right? We're seeing a lot of digitization happening in other parts of the world. Like, isn't it obvious that we're going to see more digital screens enter the store? So it was just one of those things that hit me early on, had to happen and would be a thing. Fast forward 2 years from then, I mentioned I spent some time at Cooler Screens. I actually found in my coverage that there was this company based in Chicago, where I am, that was just starting to bubble up and doing digital advertising screens on cooler doors. I started talking to them, got offered the job to run marketing there because I had so much conviction about in-store retail media. Now, I also learned some interesting lessons along the way, which is that you have to reconcile the tension between advertising experience and customer experience, right? CX. There certainly was an issue with the cooler doors getting in between the customer and the product. That was a huge learning for me. I actually hadn't spent time in physical retail in my career up until that point. Most of my coverage had really been e-commerce focused. So that was a big learning to understand, okay, there's still room for digital screens in the store, but how you execute it really matters. So that's why I've also been a really strong advocate for not getting into the race to the bottom that we often see in digital advertising, but really emphasizing quality, making sure not only that it doesn't detract from customer experience, but that it actually elevates customer experience. And I think if executed properly, it absolutely can.